Hi, I'm Aisha Arora, and I'm driven by my almost obsession to get everyone thinking about their personal finances. Think of me as the person who will save you from blowing your next paycheck. I've already uploaded a talk on my own experiences and journey with my personal finances over the past 20 odd years and why it is critical now more than ever to get on top of yours. Now that we've talked about how we don't discuss money enough and why, here comes some food for thought. Can you make more money than you do currently? Probably not. But can you make more money than you spend? Absolutely. Question is how? By spending less than you make. I got you thinking, right? I cannot stress enough the need to do the following, and you can pick whichever one makes sense going forward. Live within your means. Push out instant gratification. Be minimalistic. Not buy it just because your neighbor has it. Be mindful of social media feeds and ads. Make small sacrifices for a better future. The solution to living a financially free life is doing the above simple. That is the only formula. You have to choose between instant gratification or long term fulfillment. I know you're a pro at knowing your spending records, but now it's time to break out the big guns budgets. When you know, when you keep a spending record, you know how much you're spending, right? When you keep a budget, you know how much you're spending and how much you're earning. You'll be surprised how much you can improve your overall mood by introducing more clarity and control in your finances. Point of budgeting is not to have more money. It's to be happier with the money you have. If you know how much money is coming in and how much is going out, you'll probably be a little more careful with your dough. Should be very basic. Teaching me this stuff at an early age is the best gift my parents could give me to live debt free. Today, I don't owe a rupee to anyone because of the foundation they laid in my life. That is why I'm so passionate about this material. Let's, for example, see what an instant gratification budget looks like. Ria is having to save up for a fancy watch, and she's trying to see how many months it'll take her to get it. But Ria has a cash flow problem. Her total expenses are 1,68,500, but she's only bringing in 145,000. Yup, this girl is spending more than she's earning, which means she's either going to run out before the end of the month or she'll have to borrow money from her uncle. So the takeaway is if expenses are more than your income, you cannot accomplish your goals, which have to do with money. That seems obvious, but most people are spending more than they're making. With a few changes to her expenses, Ria changes her budget to one for future fulfillment. Now that sees where her money is going, it'll be easier to make a few changes. Maybe she can cut down her variable expenses and scrap her gym membership for a while. And her new budget looks like one where her savings are 5,000 a month. That means she puts away 5,000 a month, and depending on how much a fancy watch costs, she might be able to get it just in a few months. So the takeaway here is adjust your variable expenses to keep expenses less than your income. This will mean slight lifestyle changes. For some, it's a significant emotional event, but for a few, it comes without any effort. Here's the catch. A budget isn't meant to just show you how much you're making and how much you're spending. It's meant to help you stick to it every month. So after Ria has done with 3 to 4 months of budgeting and decides to cut back on her variable expenses, she can make a pretty good decision. Budgeting is all about how to cut costs and optimize your spending. But a budget won't change your behavior. Only you can do that. Building wealth isn't rocket science. It's simple. It's about taking care of your behavior. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a behavior problem, or what I call is a financial disease. Learning what to do is 20%. Learning how to do it is the 80%. That's what my personalized one-on-one sessions are for. I learned a long time ago, if I wanted to build wealth, I have to have some discipline and control over my behavior. So I began to understand and undertake the following few things that helped change my money habits. First, I understood how to make a budget work for myself. Step one, have a budget that you're comfortable with. Step two, categorize your income and expenses, both the variable and fixed ones. Step three, understand the 50-30-20 spending rule before starting to budget. Step 4, not just stick to your budget on an ongoing basis, but be more conscious with your spending decisions, both with the little ones and the big ones. And step 5, keep track for 3 months. 3 months gives a very good picture of your expenses. I know there's nothing fun about paying down debt or cutting costs, but it is essential. Best part about having a budget is that since you have it and have investments underway, it's a great feeling to see your numbers go up on a regular basis. We'll discuss this in the session on investments. Next, I implemented behavior changes and saw how easy it was. Taking a look at the cold, hard numbers can help you make better choices and can help you sort out what things really cost. Continue to live your life the way you live it currently. Don't change your habits before starting to budget. Continue to spend as you do on your Saturday nights, buy the gifts you buy. Categorize each expense for the last 3 months under the following 5 categories: essentials, security, goals, lifestyle, and discretionary. Third, I made the right choice with my hard earned money. There are certain things that smart people do with their money to buy a car or a house or a college education without breaking the bank. And we're talking banking, savings, investments, avoiding bad debt. And everybody wants to have the good things in life, right? But it has to start with budgeting before getting to any of the above. There's really no way to know in advance how to make best decisions with your money. So once you've got yourself on track for a few months with the process I described, and the idea of cutting costs starts to come as second nature, the next approach would be to use the 50-30-20 rule of spending, which basically means you break down your spending as 50% on necessities, 30% on luxuries and wants, and 20% on savings. How did I ensure my budget stuck? Budget numbers are an eye opener for everybody. You will see the reality of how you're living. Write it down, don't keep a mental budget, and keep track on a weekly basis. Then constantly update it every month in case you need to re strategize. Finally, how did I know my budget was working? The signs that you're less stressed. Imagine not holding your breath every time you check your account balance. You will be amazed at the results of budgeting. You won't any longer confuse what you want with what you truly need. It's amazing how much stuff never makes that cut. When you do this, you will start asking yourself, will this purchase improve my life or make me happier? Does the feeling of owning that thing really likely to last? Sometimes it makes sense to spend more on something that really makes you happy. Making smart choices when you shop means you won't be duped by slick ads or unrealistic promises. Being smart with your money also means that you won't have to nibble on lettuce because you need to pay off that huge debt or credit card bill. All you're doing by spending money on wants and not needs is taking risks. I suggest save your risk appetite for your investments. Create a healthy relationship with your money. Make positive habits that stick so that you have the flexibility in your 50s to take the risks that you want. Else, you will always be in debt if you aren't already. This is how you will be financially free. Regarding our finances, much that we think it's all going to work out in the future, the truth is it doesn't. It's like weight loss or trying to overcome a bad habit. Do you want to be reading material on finances about what to do in a medical emergency or wondering who to turn to in a crisis? Absolutely not. It's not going to make any sense at that low point in your life because you'll be so vulnerable that you're going to be an easy target for anybody and everybody regarding money matters. In case you're wondering, why do I need to figure out my finances? Let me paint a not so pretty landscape for you. And don't be naive to think it can't happen to you because with the names changed, these are financially disastrous, real life situations of people I personally know. Business bankruptcy. Samir has gone into depression, has become completely irrational about money. His wife hasn't a clue how to pick up the pieces. Losing her husband. With an estranged daughter in the US, age 68, Gayatri has ended up with insurance money without any information on how to handle it. COVID type crisis. Ruth has lost her job and her husband is concerned about his future business prospects. They haven't kept an emergency fund to ride the crisis. Divorce. Anjali, single mother of two, isn't armed with the funds and her divorce is being dragged in court. Is dependent on her retired parents and unlike her friends is forced to live a frugal life. Shift in trend of business. Obviously, Karthik and his wife, entrepreneurs, have decided to ride the wave, but without the corpus to back them, are currently struggling trying to make ends meet. Parents' will. Susan took for granted her retirement fund would come from an imaginary will. Not just did she get nothing, she doesn't have the funds to lawyer up against her three brothers. Career stalls. Bhavna spent all her income and lived paycheck to paycheck. After taking a career break, she moved in with her parents, and her not so young father had to earn more to support the family of five. Family dynamics disrupted. Mehek, an ex consultant, wants to support her husband in managing home finances. But money discussions are taboo around the family, so keeps pushing out planning to the future. Healthcare costs. Situation is pretty grim for Sahil on his salary, whose father has Alzheimer's and wife is battling cancer. He hasn't prepared himself for the cost. Children's future. At a time when Suraj should be collecting college funds for his kids, he sleepwalked into a money tangle after years of overspending, binging on debt, and indulging in exotic investments. Few of the symptoms that led them to a financial psychiatrist to help recover from their financial setbacks were stress, depression, addiction to drugs or alcohol, neck deep in loans, gambling, no job, no business, social embarrassments. I guess these people thought, let's just live our best life right now and enjoy what we have. Who cares about the next 20, 30 years? When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. Reaching out helped them understand the situation better. Just to keep that first, just to take that first step to improve their financial situation or getting help to carve out some new financial goals with a new vision in mind, save them from themselves in many ways. People who think getting wealthy is too much work or don't take interest in their money can be highly susceptible. Money Mold program is designed to be your long-term accountability partner. The program is designed to train your mind constantly to maintain that self-control and discipline. So this program has been built in a very practical and efficient way with the objective to handhold each client through a process which starts with budgeting, leads to savings, which in turn leads to investments. I personally love scenarios. I think it's easy to relate to scenarios as each one of us falls into one of the following buckets. One, bloating of credit. How do you deal with income expense mismatch with too many loans? Two, stuck with bad insurances? Are your funds tied up in high cost, low cover, low return products? Three, love of cash in bank? Allergic to alternative options for the love of seeing cash? Four, inflation amnesia? Not caring to account for it in future goal setting? Five, fever of paperwork? Troubled by your monetary losses or tired of mis-selling? Love hate with asset classes, not having or having the wrong view on your choices. Here are a few tips to begin your financial checkup. Have no egos about talking about money. Stop feeling judged or ashamed. Control your money, don't let it control you. Personal finance is a very relative thing. It changes from person to person based on his or her earnings, demographic, responsibilities. That's why it's called personal finance. My personal sessions are designed to understand how money flows in and out of your households. Based on that, we structure individual budgets, set goals, and track your progress against them. As your accountability partner, we set out a tailor-made process that helps create a roadmap for handling your money so you can sleep soundly. It might mean short-term pain for long-term gain, but you'll stay on track of knowing your priorities. Choosing to invest in your financial education could be the best decision you've ever made. The knowledge you'll typically gain stands to save and earn you considerably more in return. This insight will also remain with you for your lifetime. It can be passed on to benefit future generations. These sessions are very result oriented and demand you to complete simple exercises and worksheets to progress. It needs an action list to be completed. The action list is a to-do list of things you should complete to see significant changes in your financial life. Wealth isn't about how much money you have. It's about how much you want to enjoy your life. To feel empowered is to know your money is working for you. To see if personal finance coaching and our approach is a good fit for you, we offer a free 15-minute phone or video call to take you through the whys and hows. You can apply for MoneyMould's one-on-one coaching program by writing to moneymould.ayesha@gmail.com or reaching out at 97117 45254. Thank you.